time to finish the road.
Last one there is a nice person.
Agatha All Along is the most recent MCU show released on Disneyplus and is set 3 years after the events of WandaVision. After being trapped under Wanda's spell in the town of Westview, New Jersey, Agatha Harkness finally escapes with the help of a goth teenager who wishes to face the trials of the legendary Witch's Road. So is Agatha going to be a good follow-up series to WandaVision, or will it be another shit show like She-Hulk and Secret Invasion? Well, let's get into it. Episode 1 is fucking painful. The show doesn't have a good start at all. We're introduced to Agatha as Detective Agnes O'Connor, played by Catherine Hahn, who's investigating a Jane Doe murder case. Catherine's acting in the episode is so goddamn cringy, I almost stopped watching the series altogether.
Asleep in bed. Total loser? Or totally lying? Let's find out!
It's not in just one scene either, it's every single scene that she's in throughout the episode whilst playing that ridiculous detective character. Throughout the episode, we're introduced to new characters, such as another female detective played by Aubrey Power, who is also just as cringy and annoying as Catherine Hahn's detective character. We're also introduced to a goth teenager called William Kaplan, played by Joe Locke, who actually plays the role really well. Luckily, episode 1 is as bad as it gets. After that, the series slowly gets better and better with each episode. After breaking Wanda's spell, Catherine is reintroduced as Agatha, which puts an end to the annoying as fuck detective characters. Now episode 2 is where the world building really starts and the show starts to get good. We're introduced to new characters that make up the rest of the Witch's Coven, and the characters within the Coven each have their own distinct personality and backstory. I'd say the Coven's dynamics becomes one of the show's greatest strengths. The challenges that they face on the Witch's Road often reveals each witch's deep, dark fears and desires, fleshing them out in ways which makes them feel like more than just one-dimensional characters. It's very clear when watching the show that Agatha All Along is tailored to a more female audience. I just didn't get some of the dialogue and jokes. My partner did though, I could hear her chuckling away now and again. Now, I'm not saying this show isn't enjoyable for guys. After that dire first episode, the show actually delivers a decent blend of horror, suspense and deep-rooted mystery with real consequences. And if you're a fan of the comics, the cameos and Easter eggs throughout the show are done in a way that makes sense and are in line with the story and plot, not just placed in for likes and fan service. Now what about the CGI? Is it on point like the Loki series, or is it as crap as the She-Hulk series? Well, for the most part, I'd say that the CGI and effects are on point, but there's one point in the show with a demon and fire surrounding the cast which honestly looked like something from a 1990s B-movie. It just looked ridiculous. But other than that, the visuals and cinematography throughout the show are done really well and enhanced by music cues and sound effects adding more depth to each scene. Speaking of music, throughout the show there's a song called The Witch's Road. Now, I'll admit it's a catchy song, and it's definitely better than this piece of trash from Star Wars.
The power of one, the power of two, the power of many.
But if you don't like it, you're not going to have a good time, as some version of it is sung in almost every episode. Trust me, if you binge the series in one day like I did, that song is going to be stuck in your head for time. After finishing the series, it looks like female-led superhero shows are finally heading in the right direction. Agatha All Along is leagues above the shit shows that were She-Hulk and Miss Marvel. None of the episodes felt like pointless filler episodes, and each episode contributed to the story whilst keeping me engaged, and I honestly wasn't expecting some of those twists throughout the series. Now, I won't spoil it, but there's one episode where, without any exposition, the audience is shown a scene and is actually given a chance to work out what actually happened. Then at the end of the episode, it's then explained to the audience. And it's just a really well done episode in my opinion. I also enjoyed learning about Agatha's past. I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of Agatha in the WandaVision series, but after learning some of her history throughout the show, her character has quite a lot of depth. To be honest, I would have preferred the entire series to have been Agatha's origin story, but it is what it is. Now don't get me wrong, the show is far from perfect. The Witch's Road song is overplayed, and it suffers from some pacing issues now and again. And episode 1 is fucking awful. But overall, Agatha All Along is a great follow-up series to the WandaVision show, and in my opinion, it's worth a watch if you're an MCU fan. Until next time peeps, stay frosty.